Been quick, spent a lot of time in the portal, of course, and finished our roster, and it's slowed down since. So it's given us time to focus on these June workouts, which are right around the corner.
So there's already projections out. I'm sure you've seen them. I know that projections don't mean much, but Georgia projected in the field by Lunardi. A lot of people talking about your talent, being competitive in the SEC. What does this team project to look like in terms of its personality, and why not?
I like our depth. I like the balance in terms of the classes. This will be a much older team, much more experienced team than a year ago. Like the 3 freshmen that we're bringing in, complemented by the 5 guys that we got out of the portal. The 2 areas that I think we improved the most at least on paper, are 3-point makes and percentages, based on career numbers. We really upped those numbers, and then assist turnover ratio will take a major jump positively. Hopefully we can rebound it as well. Hopefully be as good defensively, but be a little bit different. We'll be smaller, we'll be faster. But those 2 offensive categories, I think, will be significantly improved. That's the hope, at least. On paper, it certainly looks as though we'll be better in those areas.
Is that going to allow you to play maybe a little bit differently this year than you did last year?
We'll be in the open floor more. We'll push tempo a lot more. We won't play as big. We'll play more smaller lineups, 4-guard lineups where 4 guys can shoot it, and a couple lineups potentially if some of these younger bigs can make a jump this fall, or we can play 5 guys on the perimeter a little bit. But yeah, I think overall we'll just be a better passing team and a better shooting team.
And I know this is old hat now with the way the game is, the game has changed, having replaced almost your entire team year after year after year. Is it becoming easier for you to do that, or is it still difficult?
I think everyone's gotten used to it by now. It's been a few springs in a row, where you dive into that portal and you try to play catch up and evaluate as many kids as you can and try to fast track relationships and see who the best fits are. But we really like the 5 we got out of the portal. Great people, complement each other well. Again, the experience with the assists, and the makes, and coming from a pretty high level, for a lot of these guys, or having played against high level teams and having had success against high level teams too.
What do you think you have to work with at the point guard position?
Boy, Jordan Ross is very good. He's really good from St. Mary's, a top 25 team last year, team that won the league that Gonzaga played in, and played off the ball more, but 3-to-1 assist turnover ratio, arguably their best defensive guard on a top 10 defense in the country. A guy that's won a lot at every level. I've got a lot of confidence in him. Jeremiah Wilkinson, Smurf Millender, both those guys are a little different. Both those guys have more of a scoring mentality. But I think you got 3 guys that can play the point at any given time. With those 2 guys being, again, a little bit different than Jordan, where I think Jordan's emphasis, Jordan steps onto the floor wanting to help guys around him get better, get guys shots, and he can score it as well. But those 2 guys are thinking score first, in Smurf and Jeremiah. I like our backcourt.
How key was to get Somto back to give you that size in the middle?
Huge. Somto is huge, and it was a huge getting him back. We really like Somto and his upside, his ceiling. He's part of us. When you get a guy now to return for the second year, it's those guys are outliers now, right? So now he's entrenched in the culture and in our program. I think Somto's got a chance to be a really good player.
What does that look like during those? I don't know what the period is. It's a few days when you're trying to learn if a player is going to go or stay in terms of numbers and as it relates to Silas.
Right.
Did Connecticut come with too big a number for Georgia, like different?
I have no idea what those numbers are. I really don't. All I can speak to is Georgia and our desire to have him return. Had a long sit down with him that Monday after we finished playing, and he put some thought to it. A few days later, we met again. Hey, I want to get the portal. I want to explore options, and that's part of what it is. I mean, it'd be hypocritical, of me to not support whatever decision he wanted to make. I'm for Silas Demery. I love him. He's a great kid. Helped us get to the NCAA tournament. He'll always be beloved at Georgia. I'm rooting like crazy for him to have success this year.
How much?
You talked at the end of last season about the momentum of going to the tournament and trying to use that. Do you feel like that resonated when you guys went in the portal?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if we weren't able to sell Silas Demery and Asa Newell, and the fact that we were able to get a 9 seed, that we were part of the most historical conference season, in college basketball history, I don't know that we get the guys that we got, So the momentum certainly helped us this spring.
Basketball's been so affected by everything. Like you mentioned, you get a guy come back for a second year, it's an outlier, and
Right.
it is what it is. What's your sense on the settlement, assuming it goes through? Is it gonna change things for the better? Have you guys kind of wrapped your mind around what it might do?
There's just a lot of uncertainty there, right? A lot of ambiguity. There's so many questions that need to be answered. I'm hopeful that you'd have a better chance with continuity in the future, but I don't know that for sure. I know that would be our desire at Georgia, especially with the guys that we're getting, like the 3 incoming freshmen that we've got coming in. Who knows? Are they going to be 1-year guy, 4-year guys? But I really like them. I think they have a chance to really add to our culture and put their own stamps on this program. So I'm all for continuity and development over time.
How much have you